Welcome back to Single Mom Life. I thought I'd hop on tonight. It is a Friday night and it is pouring rain here. I'm in Kentucky, so it is absolutely pouring rain. It has been raining all day, which I knew it was going to. So I went out and did all my yard work yesterday, and I've been cutting and weeding the neighbor's yard. They're an older couple and they're not able to do it, so I have been weed eating their yard. And when I first started doing it last week, oh my gosh, it was like the Amazon. I mean, it was grown up crazy. And I took that on and I was out there weed eating for 2 hours, and I got that done. And then yesterday I thought, well, if it's gonna rain for the next few days, I better get out there and do it before the grass starts growing up again, because over a few days the grass can just grow tall. No, mine does. I cut mine every couple of days, 2 or 3 days, literally, because it grows so fast and I can't stand my yard looking terrible. So I get out there and cut it. But yeah, so that on top of, hiccup, sorry, that on top of summertime has my face completely a mess. It seems like stuff in the air, I guess, like pollen and whatnot, maybe gets into my pores and I get breakouts on here, and my face has been super oily. But I just used that if you remember my first one of my first videos of the I believe it was the Allure box. I got the bar soap in, the little orange paper wrap bar soap, and it's actually for your face, I read, and I used it just a little bit ago and cleaned my face, and it actually did really good. I was super surprised at how great my skin feels right now. I mean, it's really soft, it's not oily, but I thought I would hop on since I'm talking and do this with you all. Bubble and Chill Charcoal Bubbling Sheet Mask. Yes, I am makeup free. This is my actual face and I look terrible. Like I said, I have some places where I've had breakouts and it's left marks on my face, and I have some red places on my cheeks. And then I got an age spot that just came up. So, oh my gosh, I'm showing my age. I guess that happens, right? I'm in my 40s, so it's gonna happen. But yeah, this is just regular me, and my boyfriend could not come over tonight. He has to work today. He had to work today and tomorrow, so I won't see him till tomorrow evening. And normally he's here with me all weekend, but he had to work some overtime, so we weren't able to get together. So I thought I would hop on, spend some time with you all, maybe talk a little bit. I've been seeing a lot about how like people like stories or whatnot, scary things, and I thought I might share just an interesting fact about my history. My grandfather on my mom's side, he fought in World War II, and super quiet guy. I cannot believe I'm gonna put this mask on camera, but whatever. Okay, so my grandfather on my mother's side fought in World War II. Super quiet guy, super healthy guy. He didn't believe in like going to buffets or eating excessive amounts of food. He believed in exercising every day. He always said, buffets were wrong because people should never eat that much and make themselves sick eating. There's really a big part of me that fully agrees with that. It is true. We don't eat buffets. I know I don't. But here goes the mask. I'm gonna keep talking though, because this takes 10 minutes. I might not stay on 10 minutes. We'll see. But I didn't want to tell you a story while you're looking at me looking like the Phantom of the Opera right now. Oh my gosh, can you believe this? This thing's supposed to bubble up, so we'll see. Look like I have a straight mustache. Holy cow. Feels good though. I'll move it up a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nothing better than some skincare on a Friday night, right? When you're not doing anything else. It's already starting to foam up. Okay, so my grandfather, I keep bouncing around, I apologize, was in World War II. And like I said, super healthy guy. Did not overeat, always exercised every day, took excellent care of himself. When he went to World War II, he had like a health check, is what I was told, a health check. And they found that he had tuberculosis. And back then, tuberculosis was fatal if it wasn't caught early. Well, when back then, I'm in Kentucky, if you had tuberculosis, you were put in a sanatorium, kept away from people for their safety, because I don't know what the treatments were. I've never researched that, what the treatments were, but oh, look at it bubbling. But he was put in a sanatorium. Well, here in Kentucky, one of the most haunted sanatoriums is known to be Waverly Hills Sanatorium. People pay to stay there overnight, and you know, they take ghost tours. Now, when I was in my teens, it was locked up. You could not go in. It was just a dilapidated building, and only way to get in was to sneak, which was fun when we were teenagers, you know, getting the thrill of sneaking in there. And oh, I see a folded up part here. I didn't want to leave that. Oh, there we go. I got it. Wow. Okay. Oh, this is crazy. I don't believe I'm doing this on camera. And while I'm doing this, I keep stopping my story, but I will get to it. Hang tight. This is my Sephora kiwi lip scrub. Doesn't taste like kiwi, but I like it. Okay. So, he was put in Waverly Hills Sanatorium. He was found early to have tuberculosis, and there was so many people there. If you look it up, if you're not from Kentucky and you look it up, you're going to see pictures, rows and rows of hospital beds these people put into this sanatorium, kept away from everybody else, because it was highly contagious and extremely deadly to most, if, like I said, if it wasn't caught early. Luckily his was caught early, but like I was saying, was Waverly is considered to be one of the most haunted places, definitely in Kentucky. I think a lot of people have heard of it, but definitely in Kentucky, it is the big talk. It is, like I said, people pay to go in there and stay overnight and hopefully have a paranormal encounter, because it is considered to be haunted because so many people died from tuberculosis when they were in there. There was and you can research all this if you want, Google it. I don't mind. That's everything's well known. There was a death chute where they would take out the dead bodies, and that's supposed to be one of the most haunted parts of the hospital. It's Waverly Hills Hospital now, and it was completely it just a place where most people just went to die. Most people did die. Like I said, there was a body chute, and most people couldn't be healed. Most people did pass away from that illness. I don't know what the treatment was. I feel like it was some sort of breathing treatment. That I don't know. I feel like it would have to be some sort of breathing treatment, because I believe tuberculosis is definitely right in the lungs and affects that greatly. So your breathing greatly. So I believe that is what it that kind of treatment needed to be try to cure it, even if you could be cured. Now, my grandfather stayed in Waverly for over a year. Over a year. I I can't even imagine that. Um, it- Being treated for tuberculosis. I think they said like sunlight and outdoor was like considered one of the best treatments too. I want to say there was pictures of people sitting outside in their or laying outside in their hospital beds and in wheelchairs because they considered like sunlight and fresh air to be excellent treatment for it. Hmm. Uh, but um, my grandfather was in there over a year, unbelievably, miraculously, I would say. He recovered. Had it, as far as we know, no effects from it on. He lived to be older, not really old, late 70s, and as healthy as he was, he did end up passing away from cancer. He ended up with O cell cancer and ended up passing away from that, which was horrible. My grandmother didn't really know what to do without him. They had been together, you know, I guess probably all their lives. I want to say she was just a young girl when they ended up getting uh married, and at that age, that's you just don't know any different. And she'd been with him; they'd been married their whole lives, and had kids, two girls and a boy, and that they had a great life together. When he passed away, she lived for another 8 years, I believe, and ended up passing away from a stroke. But yeah, Waverly Hills, super paranormal hospital. It's just interesting that you often hear about that being so haunted and everything, but you don't often hear about people that actually were there and survived that and recovered and made it out. It's always about all the people that died, and going to try to find a ghost of somebody that died, or such and such died there. And yeah, I feel terrible that people did pass away and were there. And it had to have been horrible, back in that era. They didn't have that type of cure and couldn't save people. Most people, I'd say most people, almost all, I would say, they couldn't save them. They once they got it, it was just, I guess probably more or less a death sentence. Luckily my grandfather recovered. um it, I feel it's just strange now to hear what a haunted place it is. You hear it now and people are like, yeah, we're it's Halloween's coming, and we're gonna go stay in Waverly, we're gonna go on the ghost tour and stuff like that, and you're kind of like, I understand all that, but I I wouldn't be up for that, really. I I really wouldn't. I just it feels like a different place to me. Now, mind you, I snuck in when I was a teenager, before I knew better, that that you're when you're a rule breaker, you want to be just rebellious and go and sneak into the place you shouldn't have. And back then it was locked up tight, and they didn't allow people in. And then they changed it for more like a opened it up to let people tour and things like that. I guess the history of it kind of led people to realize that maybe money could be made, and they opened it up to tours and merchandise and people staying overnight, things like that. But it after I became an adult and realized that my grandfather had been in there, I never had any want to go back. Not even now. It's not interesting to me. Lots of people do go. Look at that, bubbles. You hear that? Wow, I look super creepy. I look like I got fur on my face. Talk about Halloween, huh? No, I've been to haunted houses in my life. I went to one over in Indiana when I was a teenager, and that's kind of scared the crap out of me because I never realized going to haunted houses that they were allowed to get so close to you. I don't like that. I don't think that in the dark that people should be that close to you, and you know, they'd get right up on you. Um, Another thing about me, oh my gosh, I got this mask on. I don't know how long I've been yakking, but another thing about me is I worked at Kentucky Kingdom when I was a teenager. I was the zombie bride. If you remember when they had before they were Six Flags, they were, I want to say around, my oldest son was born in 97, so I want to say 96 they had Halloween theme. They even had a haunted house at one time called Necropolis. If you remember that, you'll remember that they used to have zombies, and they would do a zombie parade, and there was a zombie bride in a black dress that walked around the park, that did not speak, and held a bouquet of flowers. Usually had flowers and blood in one hand. That was me. That was me. I do have pictures. Yeah, if you ever are like, oh my god, she's fibbing. But yeah, I do have pictures of me wearing all that makeup. You know, the first season I did it, they called in a makeup artist and did the makeup, and then seasons later they didn't do that. We did our own makeup, and it was basic, like white face paint and then black detail. I used a lot of blood. I liked the blood because it kept people away from me, because when I did it, I was a younger girl. I was just a teenager, and guys could be really perverted. The dress was cut like a V cut, and it was almost off the shoulder, and it was a V cut, and it led to a lot of perverted comments, things guys would do. They would make comments, and I didn't speak. The part of the job was not to speak, to stand very stone-like, and you could walk, but you weren't supposed to. Let's take this off. Ooh. Rub it in, and you were supposed to walk around and just pretty much be creepy. And people took advantage of that. I had some people throw gum in my hair. I had people step on the back of my dress. I had people try to touch me to look down my top. Things like that. People can be very. I had somebody flick a lit cigarette at me. People can be pretty cruel when you aren't, able to talk, and you're wearing something like that. It was the funnest job. I'll say it was the funnest job I ever had. It really was. I really enjoyed it. I went back, I think it was there 3 seasons, and the second season I went back was 11 days after I'd had my first child. So I was committed. It didn't matter. I went back. It was, the weekends, it was during Halloween, and it was so much fun. but yeah, it was, you know, I can remember, Terry Miners, if you can remember him from on, he used to, I don't know if he was like on TV. I want to say he was on TV or did talk or something like that. It wasn't a talk show. It had been, I feel like he was on TV, like some kind of news thing. But I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember the name, Terry Miners. He had got in my face and started like screaming and stuff, trying to make me like break smile. I learned very quick that the one way not to smile was to bite the inside of my mouth. So I wouldn't smile and break character. I had a lot of people try to do that, and I kept the fake blood on me. I put a lot, you know, some on my neck, but my biggest fake blood was in my hand. I would put just a big gob of fake blood in my hand, and that was to keep people from touching me. So if people wanted to touch me, I would just, you know, show my blood. And people really believe this. I mean, I had people talking to me like I was like totally a dead person that had came back. You know, they'd carry on a full conversation with somebody that wasn't even speaking back because I didn't. But, you know, I'd hold out my hand and show the blood in my hand. They'd be like, oh my God, what happened to you? What happened to you? You know? And, you know, it's crazy how people like really fall into that. And that was, you know, just silliness, but it was great times. It was, oh, I remember now. Hollow Scream. Hollow Scream was what it was called, Kentucky Kingdom. And that was before Six Flags took it over. And they had changed it to, I think, Looney Tunes when they took it over. And there was, they changed the whole, like, Halloween thing, so it wasn't near as fun and appealing as it was when just Kentucky Kingdom had it. So they were great people to work for when it was just them. But yeah, good times. And thought you might like a little bit of this Halloween talk. Oh, my face is super glowy. It feels a little sticky, actually. I'm not, look at that. Oh my God, that's not great. Ooh. And I don't think you're supposed to wash this one off either. I think you're actually really supposed to let it soak in, but ooh. Ooh. Look. What is this? You hear that? I feel like I got like Elmer school glue on my face. Gross. Well, that does it. I gotta hop off here, wash this off. Hope y'all have an amazing Friday and such a good Friday night. And take care, like, subscribe. Bye, friends.